Welcome to our tour of Sea Clef. I'm going to give you an internal tour of the boat from stern to stem, and Cam will be doing an outer tour of the boat. So we're starting here in the aft cabin, which is the master cabin. We have a double-sized bed here. There's a window right behind our bed, but we never have that one open. I don't know, maybe someday when we're in the Bahamas, but right now we don't need it. We've got two sizable windows on that side of the boat. And then there's another one over here where the blind is currently closed. And then the opposite one in the head. So we've got excellent airflow through our cabin. We're able to keep it quite cool. Cam has installed a fan up here, which helps as well. Below that, we have a very sizable hanging locker. And at the foot of the hanging locker is Frodo's bed. We've got a little cushy area, but sometimes it gets cool at night, so he's got extra blankets there. We built in a bookshelf on the side here. And one of the nice things about this room is we have this exit here right off the aft cabin, which goes right into the cockpit. So it gives us a quick access if we need to check on the boat in the night. We also have a screen that goes right over this part of the doorway, so we can have it open, which is the screen to get airflow and no bugs. So I've just popped the screen in the doorway so you can see how nice and open and airy that is. As I turn around, we've got a cabinet here with 3 shelves inside of it for storage, and another drawer and a cabinet down there. And then another locker here that's got 3 shelves for really great storage. So just off the master suite, we have the ensuite head, and quite a sizable head, very comfortable for us. So it is a sink and toilet, and then behind this door here we have a single shower stall, which is quite spacious. We proceed from the master suite up the stairs to the main salon, but before we do that, I'll just point out here on the left that we have a central vac system, so the hose is stored actually in one of the cupboards over here, and then we just plug it in there. We've got a couple hoses so we can reach the length of the boat. And as we come up the stairs here, you can see Frodo resting comfortably, and this is his little food area. And then we just tuck into the side here. We had this cabinet expanded so we could turn that into a liquor cabinet. So we are in the main salon now, and sort of the centerpiece of the room is this table, which is sort of a coffee table size, although normal table height. And when we want to eat, it flips open, and we spin it around, and we can quite comfortably fit 4 people around the table by pulling up another chair. Over here behind us is a hutch. This is great for storage for us. This unit is just shelving. This one we open up, there's 3 drawers behind it, and then this one actually has a filing drawer, which is awesome. And these are my favorite features of the cupboards up here. So we've got bookshelf up there, and on the other side it's the same thing. And up here is where we have our electronics, because we do enjoy a little entertainment sometimes in the evenings. Again, there's another little cupboard on the side. This one's not as big, so we just, I don't know, keep spare light bulbs and stuff like that in there. Down here, the step that leads to our main entrance is where we just keep spare shoes and umbrellas and stuff like that, since we're usually heading out the door from here. This is our main entrance, and the one that we can lock behind us. Speaking of entrances, I'm just going to pan back around so you see the room from the other side. And this is the most commonly used entrance. And both of those doors open. I've just moved a couple of things around. We keep this carpet down here on the floor, and it's really just because it looks a lot prettier than this under here, but this opens up into the tank room. We have lots of videos, I think, that show Cam working in the tank room, but I think he'll give you a tour of that later. Behind this chair is our tip down breaker board. Looks like a drawer, and it's just very handy that our electrical panel tucks away like that. This cupboard here kind of hides the AC unit. It was a full cupboard last year, fully open cupboard last year, but we did build this shelf so we can keep a few things in here. Right now it's just all our empty grocery bags. And this was another access into the same cupboard, but we've turned this sort of into a drawer that doesn't slide out. It just opens up, and that's where we keep all the dogs' treats. Also for storage in the salon, we have a great big drawer under the seat, and so we fill that up with our spare pop and beer, and of course our first aid kit. So additionally, this section you can see from the legs here, this section can be pulled out and can be made up into a queen size bed, as you can see in these two photos. In a drawer that's very accessible if I'm standing on the stairs from the galley is a place where we keep a bunch more things like our barbecue tools and plastic wraps and such. And they do, it slides out really far. So now we're moving down into the galley. This is a one-person galley, two if you're friendly. We have almost a full-size fridge, which is awesome. A little bit of storage above the fridge. These are fairly, they're not very deep cupboards, but we try to fill them up fairly well. These ones are sliding cupboards. The trick with the sliding cupboards is, of course, they're wide at the top and fairly narrow at the bottom, so it takes a little planning there. One of the exciting things for us about this boat is that we have a propane stove and oven, and we have never had an oven before, so that's pretty exciting. And of course, we have a microwave oven. We built in a little place in here for a spice rack and put this little spindle block up here as well, so I can put other spices and things up here. One of my favorite things about the boat that we added on is hidden right underneath these stairs that lift up. And that is a washer dryer unit that we had installed. So yeah, we can do wash in here and hang it out to dry, but it actually is pretty good with the drying cycle. We made sure we got the vented version, and so that has been very convenient. Next, we move into the day head. So this is called a day head, I believe, just because it doesn't have a shower. But it's a nice little head. There's a mirror on the door. There's a mirror behind the toilet. So it's actually quite sizable. There's a little bit of storage behind the sink. So if somebody comes to visit, they can keep their toiletry bags there. And finally, we move to our forward cabin. This is a very oddly sized double mattress. Right at the foot of the bed is the access to the anchor locker, which shouldn't be too full right now because we've got a lot of chain out. And there's a little bit of storage under this bench seat. There's also some storage under this bed. We haven't figured out how to use it yet because the bow thruster goes right through that. Over here, we kind of call this the pantry. So this was a hanging locker. The previous owners turned it into a unit with shelves. We're trying to keep the middle shelf available. If guests come, we can clear that out so they have room for their clothes. But there's also 2 drawers under the bed, and they're both about the size of a carry-on bag. So there should be plenty of storage if you come to see us. There you go, folks. That is our home away from home, Sea Clef.